was a preliminary pageant where the 74 women competed in swimsuit and evening gown round.
And they did amazing. And